Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Billy Joel's 1978 album, 52nd Street. It's pretty good. It's his last 70s album. It's probably not his best from the decade, but it's still really good. So this is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist, 8 out of 9, so all of them but the last track. This album's pretty good. It's definitely got some good tracks, but it doesn't flow super well in my opinion. And the balance of tracks seems a bit off for this album. Side 1 is definitely the better side. It actually flows decently just on its own. It's got a rock starter, moves into a slow ballad, and then the other two songs are a bit more mid-tempo, so it kind of flows a little well. The second side doesn't flow nearly as well. The first song is a little upbeat, but not super quick. And the rest of the songs are just pretty slow, except for the final track. As a result, the ending really drags, and the final track isn't good enough to pull it through. I really feel like 52nd Street, the song, would be significantly better if it was positioned anywhere else in the album, probably best off towards the back of the first half or the front of the second half. It really doesn't work as a closer. It's more of a mid-album amp-up track, in my opinion, and in contrast, the final tracks right above it, Half a Mile Away and Until the Night. Until the Night would be a pretty decent ending track, in my opinion. And I feel like the album would be significantly better if you just moved that one track around. Now, there were no singles released before the album, but the big tracks here were Big Shot, Honesty, and My Life, first three tracks, which are all really good. My favorite song here, though, I probably got to go with Zanzibar, although Stiletto is also really good. And of course, all the first three tracks are all pretty great. Rosalinda's Eyes is also really good. So the fourth, fifth, and sixth tracks are all pretty good. I ranked this album 7th out of Billy Joel's 13 albums, so right in the middle. It's got 6 above it and 6 below. This album is basically the best of a bunch of albums which have good songs but don't come together as well as his other albums. In terms of quality, this album is just barely below the albums that come right above it, Turnstiles and The Stranger. But 52nd Street definitely comes together the worst out of those three. So it's only a bit better than An Innocent Man, but it's definitely better than anything below that one. Now, 52nd Street definitely doesn't take my top spot from 1978. That stays with Jazz by Queen, which is nearly perfect album, comes together amazingly, and is significantly better than 52nd Street, in my opinion. Next up is Blondie's 1978 album, Parallel Lines. This was their breakout album, so it'll be interesting to see how it was different from the first two, and what they did to finally get some big hits off of this one. So stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.